Your change is a problem. Welcome to today's topic, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Coach Tobias Forst, founder of Achilles Life Coaching, decade-long recipient of narcissistic abuse, and I've saved myself from it. And I accompany you on your journey to your personal freedom. So the premise of today's video, why your change is a problem, at least for some people, is the following. You are choosing actively to undergo a change or several changes in your life. You are in the process of transformation, and this transformation has an effect on the social circles you are in and the social settings that you move within. That said, what does your transformation and your change have to do with the following 5 points? With cogwheels in a machine, with narcissistic rage, with love bombing and manipulation, with gaslighting and manipulation. Number 4, with love bombing. And number 5, with enablers and flying monkeys. So let's go through it step by step. Step number 1. The cogs in a machine. Imagine the following. Pick any single one social setting that you're in, any social circle that involves you and at least one other person. Let's say there are several other people in this social setting that you're choosing in your mind right now. Each and every one of these people, including yourself, is represented by a single cog in there. And this social machinery is working in a certain established way. Now, at that point in time, when you are choosing to change, metaphorically, you would also, by definition, change, or by extension, change the quality or the material of the cog that represents you, or the speed it rotates with, or the direction it goes, or the size that it requires, the space it uses up. Be that as it may, as long as there is change of a single cog in a social circle, in a setting, by extension, the system changes. If you change a cog in a system, the system changes. Now we go to number 2. What does your transformation, the change of the quality of the material, whichever it is, of your representative cog in this social machine, have to do with narcissistic rage? By changing, you are changing the system, and in the previous system prior to your change, you served as good narcissistic supply to some people. With your change, you are taking the most important thing away gradually, day by day, from the narcissists in this particular social setting. You're taking away their control over you. And if you ask narcissists, this cannot stand. But it has to, ladies and gentlemen. And this is where narcissistic rage comes into play. Be ready to receive verbal abuse, sign language coined by Kevin Samuels, shame, insults, guilt, and the incessant need to be right. And hear sentences like, "You are worthless," "You are nothing without me," or you won't aspire to anything without my support in you, without me in your life. Rest assured that while you hear sentences like this, they're actually telling you about themselves. Because it is them that require you. You are supposed to be their oxygen source. You are supposed to be their I think it's called triage, energy triage basically. And how dare you turn the wheel and reduce the amount that you're giving to them. So they try to counter it with rage and try to impress upon you the requirement of you returning to the old system as the good old cog in the machine where you were good supply, because you're currently managing by facilitating your own change and transformation, that you become increasingly bad supply. So there is one thing very important to keep in mind when you are the recipient of narcissistic rage. Do not give in. Do not allow them to verbally pressure you into reversing your own change. And last but not least, for the second point of today's video, narcissistic rage. Very important, ladies and gentlemen. Should the person, the narcissistic person that is engaged in blasting at you with narcissistic rage, should they be prone to physical actions that break the law, your primary objective is your own safety. And secondarily, the safety of people who are incapable of defending themselves, like children, should they be present in any way nearby, that you can actually bring them to safety as well. Safety is your primary objective. Your second goal is to inform the authorities, ladies and gentlemen. And if, after all that is taken care of, if you have people in your social circles that are capable of dealing with the physical aggressor that is about to break the law, then have them on standby within the frame of self-defense. Safety, ladies and gentlemen, is your primary objective. Point number 3. What does your transformation and change have to do with gaslighting and manipulation? Again, they are trying to pull you back into the old system, into your old shape. Maybe even literally. Does your new employer even know that you never finish what you start? That is what you hear from a boss that just cannot fathom how it could have been you to make the choice to leave the company and not the company's choice to let you go. Or, well, go then. No one wants you anyway. Or no one will love you. Or along the lines of, no one will love you like I do. Well, here's to hoping. What might come as a surprise, ladies and gentlemen, is point number 4. Your change, your active removal of yourself from a certain social setting might have you receive love bombing attempts. Oh wow, they're peaceful. They're congratulating you on this magnificent step, this bold step into that certain direction that you're taking, and it takes a backbone to do that. And you go, girl, you go, boy. Very good, amazing. When you hear words like that, first and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, most of you, with regards to the person that tells you words like this, have already established enough data points that you might have your doubts about the sincerity and authenticity of this person. Look at the body language, the facial expressions, the tonality, but first and foremost, follow your gut feeling. Does it feel right and honest what the person that tells you that sound like? Point number 5. What does your transformation have to do with enablers, flying monkeys? You're undergoing the change, you're changing the system. And you know of this narcissist, that narcissist, and another narcissist therein. And it's quiet. And you think, this is what peace must sound like. But careful when you hear a chirping that doesn't fit the region. What I mean by that is, it doesn't necessarily have to be the narcissists themselves, or that single narcissist in your particular setting that you chose prior to this video at the beginning. It might be other people that are in the process of being instrumentalized, that are being monkeyfied to become flying monkeys as enablers for the narcissists. An elongation of the manipulative arm of theirs. That might be an old acquaintance that pops up out of nowhere. Hey, it's so nice good to hear from you. You didn't contact them, they contacted you, but it doesn't really matter to them. I have a particular topic I'd like to talk to you about. Do you have time next week? Man, it's been ages. I'm looking forward to seeing you. You can engage with them, choose freely on an individual basis, but be mindful, ladies and gentlemen. Be mindful, especially if at any point they are asking you questions that seem odd. Why does it matter to this old acquaintance that you haven't seen in 3 years and all of a sudden pops out of nowhere and wants to be best buddies with you? Why does it matter to them what the choice of work of your new partner is, or how your new partner spends her time, her free time, or what your revenue numbers in your new business are? Ask yourself, what is the motivation behind this and that question? And answer accordingly. Be mindful of flying monkeys that are being used. Most of them don't know that they are just that. So to conclude this video, ladies and gentlemen, points number 2, 3, 4, and 5. Narcissistic rage, gaslighting and manipulation, love bombing, and enablers and flying monkeys. They can come up, but they don't have to. They can come up in parts, or sometimes not at all, in sequence or mixed around. No one said it would be easy, ladies and gentlemen. So be mindful. Keep your eyes peeled and your ears to the ground so you can see and perceive what is going on around you and where somebody somebody singular or other people in general try to pull you back into the old system where you were the good boy or the good girl lending such magnificent narcissistic supply that you're just in the process of, day by day, breaking out of. So, is your change a problem, ladies and gentlemen? To you, no. To you it's not. It's not a problem. You're actively creating the new circumstances that you want to act by and live in. The change is your choice. Your change with unlearning old detrimental habits and learning new positive constructive ones and living by them is your choice. Hence, your change is not a problem for you. Is your change a problem to somebody else? Yes, in some cases. And that fact is their particular problem. The fact that this is their particular problem is not and must not be your problem. And whoever allows themselves to become instrumentalized as enablers and flying monkeys that try to get information, extrapolate new info from you, have the finger at your pulse and feel what you're about, what you're up to. Be very mindful of these people and be vigilant. Pay attention. Last but not least, in this conclusion of today's topic and video, ladies and gentlemen, you are writing your new chapter. You're actively creating the story therein. And it is entirely your choice which characters are part of this story. Be your own hero and be your own heroine. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.